And now, On The Go Media proudly presents Between the Ropes.
Welcome back to Between the Ropes. My name's Hunter Dietz. This is Colt Powers, and today we're talking about the 2026 Royal Rumble. If you're listening, you just heard the intro video, which is brand new. So a lot of new things today. And if you're watching, you're also going to notice some brand new things. We've got a little bit of a higher class presentation now. And so we're excited to kind of get that underway and make the podcast look just a little bit better as we go along, right?
Anything we can do to make it a little better. I'm excited.
Absolutely. And so now, as we're talking about the Royal Rumble, it happened this past Saturday. We don't usually talk about current stuff, at least not recently, but we wanted to do a little bit of a recap on this because obviously the Rumble's a big deal. We made a big deal about it coming into it, and we want to kind of recap it a little bit. So starting from the top, the Women's Royal Rumble match kicked off the show, and there were all sorts of things to watch for during this match. A lot of the female talent revealed themselves, I felt, in their work rate in this match. Maybe people I thought were better in some scenarios revealed themselves to be not quite as good, and people I didn't give enough credit to showed that they had what it took. And so who were some of your standouts from the Women's Royal Rumble match before we go much further?
I think for me, I'm gonna say something that may be or may not controversial. I felt it was a distraction. We were obviously overseas in Riyadh.
Sure.
I kind of felt it was a distraction that they had these full body suits.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun that some of the girls did a Power Rangers gimmick beforehand TikTok or something.
Sure.
I mean, I thought that was kind of fun.
Yep.
But Jordynne Grace always stands out to me. I really like Jordynne Grace. I was hoping personally between her and Rhea Ripley, I think those were my two that I thought they could go. I'd like to see either one go all the way. I mean, I'm a fan of Rhea. But Jordynne Grace being as new as she is, I thought that would be a good one to win the Rumble. She may not quite be at the level she needs to be for main event, but I also don't think Jade Cargill is quite yet.
And
either.
she's the world champion. So
has she defended that title yet? I don't think
if she has, I couldn't tell you when.
I don't think she
I'm not
has.
sure.
So again, I really like Jade.
Yeah.
She's got the look. She's got this real bitch personality.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, all the makings are there. There's something that we just got to refine with Jade. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to, hopefully getting that refined with her. But I thought Jordynne Grace was great. Exciting to see a return.
Mm-hmm.
We had Brie come back.
Yes, absolutely.
That was fun having Brie Bella make her big return, which I didn't think she was going to. I had heard that she had wanted no part in coming back.
And here she is.
Here she does.
Number 29 in the Women's Royal Rumble.
And to see the Bella twins again, not that they were ever the greatest wrestlers ever.
Hall of Famers.
They are Hall of Famers. But I don't. Again, I like the Bellas because they're hot.
Yeah, sure.
But
sure.
I never felt like they were that top tier.
Yeah.
They're not. I don't think they're Trish Stratus.
No.
I don't think they're Lita. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So, but it was very exciting to see Brie come back. I thought they did very well. I think Nikki does very well wrestling too. I mean, she's not. I don't know how to describe it. I actually, in thinking of trying to describe it, I watched a podcast that Michelle McCool said that some of the women were actually told to tone it down because they're
making the men look bad.
They were making the men look bad. So I think we've gone too far.
Yeah.
In trying not to make the men look bad.
Yeah.
But Charlotte looked good.
Charlotte looked good, and my standout from this match from NXT was Sol Ruka. She had such a performance, and I felt like she really proved herself. I mean, I've seen that move before, the Soul Snatcher, but the way that she hit it during the Rumble, I felt was just really, really impressive. And obviously, we can't talk about an impressive Royal Rumble performance without talking about the winner, Liv Morgan, finally winning the Royal Rumble after I don't even know how many times she's been in. I think she's been in every women's Royal Rumble, hasn't she?
That's a good question that we should have researched.
I think she has. And Liv has done a lot of good work over the last couple of years. She's one that a few years ago I would not have said could be a main event talent, but she's really come into her own. She's really had the ability to grow, especially under Triple H.
Yep.
And seeing everything that she's done over the last couple of years, I think that this Rumble win is well deserved, and really an exciting change of pace for the women's division. And I'm curious to see what happens at WrestleMania with Liv Morgan as a Rumble winner, especially after eliminating her teammate Raquel Rodriguez.
True.
So
that'll be interesting.
That'll be very interesting. We'll have to see what comes of that. But moving on through the Royal Rumble, after the women's match, obviously, you'd think a long match like that, you need a breather, you need something that's maybe a bathroom break match. That's not what happened.
Nope.
Because the next match was Gunther and AJ Styles with AJ's career on the line.
Which, to me, was the Rumble's obviously the big deal, but this was the match. This is what, I mean, it's the Rumble. Of course I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
But you want to suck me into it. I was like, oh, AJ and Gunther. And I thought, somebody made a comment on social media that we've been watching AJ's retirement tour this whole time. Yeah. And we talked about it last week with AJ, and I did not think we were going to have the result we had.
And
I just
really, it was really kind of shocking, honestly, because watching that match, you're seeing AJ struggle throughout the match. You're seeing almost what I've heard some people say, almost what Cena's match with Gunther should have been, where he's got this fighting spirit left in him. You see that, but he just physically cannot do it anymore. He can't keep up with a beast like Gunther. And it really sad to see. I also was kind of shocked, even though I had predicted on paper that AJ was going to win. The mark in me still wanted. I was like, oh, AJ's going to win though, right? And he didn't. No. He didn't. He passed out in the sleeper.
Well, it's so hard when we're building Gunther as this legend killer, as this career killer. He took care of Goldberg. He took care of Cena. You don't want this to lose momentum. And how you got to think, how do if AJ was to win, how do you do it so that way Gunther does not lose momentum and we still salvage AJ? Yeah. And it just, I don't know if they just didn't have an idea of how to do that, or because it was rumored, and I think I saw something that Cena was talking to. AJ wanted to wrap things up at the Rumble. Now, here's the fun part that I liked at the end. Everybody lays their shoes or their boots or whatever it is. They lay something in the ring. Usually it's your boots, your wrestling shoes or boots. And AJ started taking off his gloves, and he went to set them down and real excitedly and hurriedly put them back on and walked out like he was a man on a mission. And then there's, a little back and forth. I know, it's like Undertaker has said, and so many others. The mind is willing.
Yeah.
The spirit is there, but the body's like, I can't do this.
Yeah. And in the case of AJ in particular, it's interesting, especially some of what I've been seeing online. It kind of makes you wonder if AJ's not going to actually finish his career in TNA.
And so, yes, that brings up another great point of it did. I'd have to go back and watch. Was the stipulation retire from WWE, or was
they said it was a career-threatening match?
So and I I don't blame him if he wants to wrap up in TNA. I mean, that's where he got his huge push.
But I would think then you would bill it as like a loser leaves, like not as
Yeah.
career threatening.
Yeah. So I'm not, wording is, it means something. Words
It meant
matter.
something to us, but I mean, like we talked about a few weeks ago, like a no holds barred match is not a no holds barred match. It's just a hardcore match.
True.
Like
True.
there's very little distinction with words anymore. So I could believe that, if AJ winds up in the impact zone in time for Bound for Glory or something, I could see that being the case. If that is indeed what has happened. Another thing I want to point out, Colt, maybe you noticed it here at the bottom. We've got a little ticker running for the video folks. This is on this day in wrestling history, February 4th. And so just some interesting little facts running across the bottom there. Ultimate Warrior retaining the Intercontinental title over Dino Bravo in a steel cage match.
Warrior did catch my eye there.
Yeah, so. I knew he did. Yeah. So that's kind of fun to think about. But talking about young and old, we've seen in the last few years there hasn't been a lot of old guard coming in for returns and such at the Royal Rumble. We talked about Brie in the women's Rumble. But the men's Rumble was full of a lot of young talent, and young talent kind of seems to have been the theme of this show. Gunther puts away AJ.
Yep.
Liv Morgan wins the women's Rumble, and so going into the next match was Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship, and these guys comparatively are young talent compared to what we've seen or who we've seen holding the belt the last few years. And so what do you think of Drew McIntyre as WWE champion? And do you think that Sami Zayn should have beat him?
I like Drew. And especially when he came back to WWE, you didn't really recognize him. If you look at old or young Drew compared to now, two very different. I mean, he did like Cardona before Matt Cardona.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? He came back very beefy, very built up.
Yep.
And he had, I don't want to say chip on the shoulder, but he had an attitude about him.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like Drew. I didn't feel, because if I remember right here, a few years ago, he won the title in an empty arena, did he not?
Drew, yes, he did.
And so, I didn't feel like he had his just, title win. And so I still don't know that he had his just win here against Cody.
Yeah.
Either. I don't know if it's so hard for him to get over. I'm not entirely sure. There's just something I feel like is missing with Drew. That I love Drew. I love seeing him, get the title and stuff, but it's like, I feel like there's just a component missing here.
Drew has been the kind of guy, to me, Drew has been the kind of guy who I just cannot get behind, and I don't know why. The only time I've been able to get behind Drew has been during the CM Punk feud.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only time that I was able to kind of get behind a story he was in, and him winning the title, and then him and Sami Zayn. I'm so cold on Sami Zayn. This whole thing just feels very out of this time to me. This feels like it would have been fine 2 or 3 years ago, but it just doesn't feel right now, to me at least. And so yeah, I have trouble with this main event picture. I'd like to see someone like Cody or Roman, as we'll talk about in a little bit, back in that picture. But very, very interesting things going on in the world title scene.
Absolutely. And speaking of Drew, I don't know how I want to say that. So I love Cody. I love Cody as the champion. I also love Cody chasing the championship. But I like what's kind of been going on with Drew and Cody as a side note too.
Sure.
Drew trying to keep Cody out of it. Drew is threatened by Cody, and the Sami Zayn, I got nothing against Sami. I don't think he's as comedic as Santino, but I look at him almost in that light as Santino Morella because we had he's not feeling very oozy, like and stuff like that. I feel like he plays really well in with the Usos, and he plays really well in that sandbox.
My favorite Sami Zayn story, and this has held up to me. I don't care what anyone calls it. I think the best work of his career was with Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania 38 with all the props and Wee Man slamming him and all that stuff. I mean, that is what I need Sami Zayn to be. And this underdog hero babyface thing to me, I mean, like you said, he's kind of a Santino spot. He's a little more serious. He can, he can work. But Santino could work. He was
Santino.
black belt jiu-jitsu or something.
Yeah,
right? Like
Santino could work. Sammy can work too, and I like Sami Zayn. I just the Drew and Sammy feels forced. I don't. Sammy needs the right people to work with. So does Drew.
Yes, I completely
agree. I'm not feeling it with this one. If that's the best way to put it. So.
Nope, 100%. I completely agree with you on that one. But a short card for this event after the world title match, we got to the point of time. It was time for the men's Royal Rumble match.
Yep.
And in getting the men's Royal Rumble match, we thought we knew what we were going to get. We thought we were going to see a Chris Jericho return.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't.
Nope.
We thought we were going to see Braun Breaker win the Royal Rumble. And boy, we didn't. Almost immediately, another masked man comes in. Braun Breaker, number 2 in the Royal Rumble. To Obafemi at number 1, and a masked man attacks him. Braun gets eliminated in under 10 seconds.
Yep.
What do you make of that?
I love the plot twist.
Yeah?
I really do, because you can't tell me that, 95 to 99% of the population was like, Braun's got it this year. Braun's taking it.
Absolutely.
And I was one of them. I was like, Braun's going all the way. Braun is, this is going to be phenomenal. No pun intended. But, we come in. It was spoiled, I think, on Friday. They accidentally ran that Braun was going to be number 1.
Yeah.
They swapped it to him being number 2, which whoop-de-doo. It's, but then to have another masked character come in and stomp him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one is a little bit different. I feel I didn't like the way they did the first one by making us wait the month for the reveal. This one, I feel like you have to reveal it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, Monday by the time people see this.
Yes.
But I feel like the reveal needs to be immediate.
Agreed.
I don't think we can sit back on this one. But, with having Braun get kicked out of there immediately.
Yeah.
And having this masked man, that threw everything into chaos.
Yep.
And so Obafemi, I love this dude. Did you see the tweet that Jordan Grace retweeted?
No.
It was something about you got to be a bad to come out wearing Dunkin' Donuts around your neck.
Oh yeah, because he's got that. Yeah, he's got that necklace.
But him and his walk, this is one bad mamma jam.
That's for sure.
Absolutely love Obafemi. And I personally, I thought we got a good shot that this could be the guy. And I don't know how their chemistry would be together, but I think Oba and Drew would be a good match.
Oh, no, for sure. Absolutely.
And I think that one makes sense.
I agree. I completely agree. It does. And there were a lot of surprises in the Royal Rumble this year. I mean, we got Mr. Iguana. What did you think of Mr. Iguana getting the spot at the Royal Rumble?
I thought that one made my head hurt, especially with Finn Balor. I got to wait, and I got to trust Triple H and the crew behind the scenes in what they're doing, because
he's got the little stuffed iguana, so it makes him over.
I've told you that I think this guy's entertaining, but when I saw him come out for the Royal Rumble, I just thought, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, and Mr. Iguana was not the only AAA entrant that we had. We also had Powerhouse Hobbs from AEW.
And yes,
and
that was exciting.
Now, so very interesting. He comes out, the name Powerhouse Hobbs comes up on the Tron, and then they flip it and say now he's Royce Keys.
Yeah.
They've only ever done this 2 or 3 other times. They did it with Asuka in NXT, and I believe they did it with Finn Balor too, where they did the Prince Devitt, and then
yeah.
But both times in NXT, this is the first time I've ever seen him do it on the main roster. And if you noticed, no pop from the live crowd. I found out today because there's not AEW television in Saudi Arabia. So they don't know who this guy is.
You're kidding.
No, they don't have television in Saudi Arabia. So Meltzer says that this was the worst place to debut him because they don't know who he is. I will say, seeing him come out and then face down with Cody, very interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Absolutely, because they were in AEW together.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure I'll get corrected if I am, he was trained at the Nightmare Factory. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. If not, I mean, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
By all means.
So, I mean, Cody's protege in some ways. Now coming in, this big, beefing, hulky guy to come in and potentially take that spot from Cody. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, not done with the AAA mentions, we had La Parka.
Yeah.
Who you may remember from WCW back in the day. La Parka in the Royal Rumble. What a strange sentence, huh?
It's not something you would think that you would see.
And you wish that you could have had La Parka a few different times throughout history.
Oh yeah.
But boy, was that fun to watch him.
I loved when he came out. I was like, oh my God, that's fantastic. You know, I used to watch La Parka in WCW, and yeah, I thought that was great. I mean, it's not the same guy.
No.
But
and I think it's fun the way that they do it too in kayfabe to make it the same La Parka. To my understanding, from what I've seen, when a La Parka dies in real life, they kill him on screen, and then they put him in a coffin. And then when they find a new La Parka, he comes back from the dead and he sits up in the casket, and now La Parka's back.
It's like Ghost.
Yeah.
You know, having, so you could, or you know, any character you could take, and you know, it's like Batman.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, anybody can be under that mask, and I think that's fantastic. So.
Yeah, so La Parka, that's a lot of fun. We really liked that. Obviously, you got to point out the 2 El Grande Americanos. That was fun.
It was definitely a fun point of the Rumble.
I saw El Grande Americano come out, and I said, that's my pick. And then after him was the original El Grande Americano, and then I said, no, that's my pick.
To see both of them, and you know, to kind of do the Spider-Man type look there, I absolutely love the and I think this will be a good WrestleMania match.
Oh yes.
If
absolutely.
this isn't WrestleMania, I'm gonna be up.
I agree.
I'm gonna riot.
Mask versus mask, I think.
Absolutely.
You got to do it.
100%. 100%.
You got to do it. And so a lot of action in the Royal Rumble, the men's match this year. All this action leading to a very interesting number 30. Again, we all thought we knew who number 30 was going to be. The dirt sheet said Jericho. We all kind of thought, well, yeah, Jericho makes sense. And fresh off of retiring AJ Styles, it's Gunther.
And then you're thinking, well, we know our winner now.
Yeah. I mean, okay, all right. So Gunther's going to come out, and we're just pushing him right into the next story. This is a big time for him. And again, he's in the final. He the second to last one.
Yeah,
and I think he was. Yep. And instead, we did not get Gunther as our Royal Rumble winner. We got Roman Reigns, who is now a back-to-back. Put your ones to the sky for the OTC, by the way.
Yep, OTC.
And now we've got Roman Reigns, who's a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. This time, people were actually excited to see him win.
Yeah, what was the first one?
2015, I think. Like right in the middle of We Hate Roman.
Yeah, I mean, and didn't The Rock come out?
Oh, yeah, and The Rock got booed for raising his hand.
Yeah, because nobody gave 2 shits about him
No.
coming out.
No, nor should they.
No,
At that time, no. Big Dog Roman was not it.
no.
And so we've got Roman Reigns as our Royal Rumble winner, heading to face either CM Punk as the World Heavyweight Champion or Drew McIntyre as the WWE Champion. I can see it going either way. Drew hates the bloodline, and he's doing everything he can to, get in Samoan business. But CM Punk and Roman Reigns also have a history.
Yeah.
And even going back to last year's WrestleMania, Paul Heyman being a split between the two of them. So it's interesting to see where Roman's going to go. Which title do you think he's going to challenge for?
That's a tough one. I feel like the history is with Punk. But wasn't there respect between him and Punk?
There was.
The cage.
There was.
And so, adding that thought into it, I think they're going to swerve us and go against Drew.
And here's my reasoning for Drew. I think what we're about to see at WrestleMania is we've seen the belt move around a lot from Cena to Cody, now to Drew, and then predictably again at WrestleMania. I think we're about to see Roman pull a Bruno and get the title back and go on a longer run the second time than he did the first time. And I think that only makes sense if he does it with the WWE Championship, not the World Heavyweight Championship.
I would agree with that.
And then I think whenever Roman loses the title this next time, he's done. The only reason for Roman Reigns to still wrestle is to be the world champion, in my opinion.
I would say that's a fair assessment.
So,
but we have a lot. I mean, not saying that he needs the title again, because he certainly doesn't. You look at all the players that were in the Rumble. You look at Brock Lesnar. I mean, to have the Beast incarnate come out again with Paul Heyman,
yeah,
which that was a pop from me. I was like, yeah, that's and then when the Miz came out and slid into the ring and then crawled back out, that was a great part.
Yeah, that was a good spot.
But you have some major players there. I don't think they're gonna I don't think Brock needs the title, especially if he's looking at wrapping things up here in Minneapolis. I don't feel like he needs the title again. I feel like he just needs to be able to go out on his terms, and I struggle to think that Gunther could take out Brock Lesnar. We also thought that Bill Goldberg at whatever 50 years old couldn't take out Brock Lesnar, but that's the next. They're talking. The next one on the list is Goldberg.
Brock. Yeah, that would be a fun one.
But yeah, Roman being moving on here, obviously. I do think it'll probably end up being Drew, because I think CM Punk's already got his hands full. I do think it'll all, because Obafemi should have been in the title picture, I feel like.
Yeah, and since he's not this second, I think he will be in the coming months, because Obafemi is a champion through and through.
He is absolutely a champion. He is, but we also have Braun.
That's true.
Who is going to be a absolute player and powerhouse in all of this.
Absolutely.
So we've got almost it's a problem, but it's not. We have so many top potential players right now that it gets a little too full.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like we are pretty full at the top.
We are. Yes.
And
absolutely.
so it's a good problem to have, but at the same time it is a bit of a problem, because where do you put some of these guys? Because they all deserve their due.
They do. Well, and coming out of the Royal Rumble, I just want your final closing thoughts on now we're on the road to WrestleMania. Elimination Chamber is in Chicago at the end of February. What do you think we see in the coming weeks and months on the road to WrestleMania, and how do you see this WrestleMania card shaping out?
I think, since we're kind of talking, that I feel like Roman will probably go with Drew.
Yeah.
I think if we got Chamber, I think Braun takes the chamber and goes on against Punk.
Yeah.
Because there is definitely a rivalry between the two. And wasn't it Punk that got his head stomped the first time?
It was.
In the cage.
It
So
was.
now Braun, and somehow this is going to come circle in, and we are going to see whoever gets revealed. I mean,
Yeah.
somehow it's going to wind up being Braun taking it to Mania, and I think that will be the start of Breaker's era.
Yeah, I can 100% see that being the case, especially with Cody seemingly beginning to dip in and out for Hollywood. I think that this is the time for Braun Breaker, and I think if we don't pull the trigger now, it's going to be too late.
I don't feel like it's going to be too. You talking for Braun?
For Braun, if they don't pull the trigger this year, we're going to have an LA Knight situation on our hands. And I recognize LA Knight is much older, but the fans are excited about Braun now, and he needs to have something given to him now.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, whatever that looks like, needs to have something given to him now. Doesn't have to stay there. Needs to have something.
Well, what do we do since we're talking about the top? We have momentum behind Gunther. What do we do with him?
Keep feeding him old men. Throw in the legends. I mean, I think we've got so far for the rest of the year. I think easy, Randy Orton and Brock. I think after that or in between there, you get one or two other ones where you're pulling Hall of Famers who haven't had a match in a few years and can still go. JBL.
There's talk that he's working on back in the ring.
You could do JBL. I think that'd be a great match.
Yeah.
You could do Ray. Ray's seemingly never going to retire. You could give him something.
I'd be afraid he'd get hurt.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Gunther's a dominant force. And so, moving along through the rest of the year, I think that we've got some good things to look out for. And I'm just really hoping the creative team doesn't screw it up this year, like I feel like they did around this time last year. The Rock.
Well, yeah, Rock, if he wasn't going to be able to finish it out, he had no business being in there because it was all good stuff. And what was the guy's name?
Travis
Scott. I mean,
no business.
What the?
No business.
No business. A, no business being in it. B, where did he go? What in the blue hell happened with him?
I got no answer. I guess he went to the PC, took a couple bumps, and said, "No, I'm done."
So you got that loser, and you know you had a great storyline here, and you had something that never got wrapped up with The Rock.
Yep.
And that does upset me because there should have been some kind of finality with the final boss.
There should have been.
Okay, so what was it, Travis?
Travis Scott.
With that guy, okay, so he's out, fine, but still do something to put an end on that.
Yeah, don't just abandon it.
Yeah,
and that's
they
need to focus on their talent this year. Who's under contract? Stop with the celebrities. Stop with The Rock.
Yeah.
Focus on your talent.
Yep.
And you want to talk about someone who should retire? I'd like to see Gunther chop The Rock into next Tuesday. That'd be great.
Yeah, take out the final boss then.
Lovely.
There's a good one. There we go. That's who he's going to retire next. Yes, let's advocate for that. We want Gunther to take out The Rock. He can.
And don't give him a pay-per-view match. Do it on like Superstars or something.
That's not a WrestleMania thing. That is Saturday Night Main Event if he gets that.
Yeah, and let's cut off his retirement speech too.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our episode this week for Between the Ropes. Colt, any closing thoughts?
Just excited to see where. I mean, they threw some swerves at us. So in all seriousness, I'm excited to see where they take us because they threw some swerves at us, and I'm excited. I feel like there was some. Was it Unreal where they were talking? Things are a little too predictable sometimes. Well, I think they've taken some of the predictability out on us.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited. I love the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
I am a huge mark for that.
Yeah.
But I'm also a huge fan and I love being surprised.
Yeah, so the more that we can get that, I think the better. And Royal Rumble was a good show. Hopefully, Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania are just as good. Next week, Colt, we'll be talking about something else, probably more historic than.
Yeah, we'll get into some. We'll dive a little bit deeper.
Yeah, we'll do
than
some
2 days
stuff. Yep, that's right. All right. So for Colt Powers, I've been Hunter Dietz, and this has been Between the Ropes, an On the Go Media podcast production.